Hey guys, it's time to break down a Wizard's Lizard by Lost Decade Games. So, this has been out for a little while, and I was interested in it just because it's called a Wizard's Lizard. I've got to be honest, that's like, I saw that and immediately needed to play it, and realized that it is a kind of, Zelda / Binding of Isaac, roguelike inspired, sort of twin-stick shooter almost sort of game, with a really cute graphic style. And it's actually quite difficult and really fun, so here we go. As you can see, I have won a grand total of 0 times and have died 12 times. I've made it almost to the end, Crypt 3-3, but have not beaten death yet. Yes, you have to beat death. So let's play. There are lots of characters, there are a lot of secrets and unlockables in this game, and they're all actually fairly challenging to get. So right now I only have Raga, who starts with 50 health, a sword, and a basic light totem. So let's explain all that nonsense. Willkommen to the town of Amberfall. I am an adorable lizard thing that throws swords, Zelda style. So the game works, this is your hub, I suppose? This is your hub town, and there's a museum that actually gives you information on the various types of enemies you fought. So in the graveyard area, these are the enemies I've fought. I have no idea what this is. I've killed 1,256 of those. That's fairly significant. And it gives you information on the various enemies that you have slain in each area. All the way up to the crypt, which I have barely killed anything from. All of the dead. And, it's just a neat little thing with lots of, stuff. Right? So, yeah. But the main thing is, what you are meant to do, of course, is make it through the sort of randomly generated levels. And you start off with some gold. And, the amount of gold that you start off with is originally 500? How much is it? 1,500? Or 500? I think it's 1,500, actually. Anyway, you get 500 more every time you save someone from the dungeon. You can find them on certain levels and save them. And this is what you'll start with, and there's a shop here. It'll only have at first these 3 items, the axe, the dagger, and the spear, but as you go through the dungeon, you can find a blueprint vendor who will sell blueprints for various prices, and they will unlock new items here. So you can give yourself a sort of good start. Now, for the sake of the video, I'm actually going to show off something in the first level, so I'm not going to buy a weapon, because I'm going to get a better weapon in the first level. That's sort of a secret weapon, I guess you could say. Because even though the levels are randomly generated, there are a few sort of points about them that are the same every time. And what is this totem? I think I'm going to get a new totem. So you have a totem that you can place down. It's on a cooldown. And that's what the light totem does. Fairly strong, actually. And you have various items that can increase the power of the totems that will enhance their effects. But I don't know what this one is. Explosive totem. I'm guessing that thing explodes, probably? I'm not sure. So yeah, that's going to give me a little bit of a better start, since I'm, for a specific reason, going in with the basic weapon. And if you want, you can just not spend anything when you go into the dungeon here, so you'll have more to spend on the random shops you can find. Here we go, defeat death! Music in this game is pretty good, by the way. So here we go. This is how the game works. It's, obviously very Binding of Isaac / classic Zelda-esque. And let's just get into it. Let's see. I'm waiting to find a special graveyard that's always in level 1-1 somewhere. Boop. You are equipped with a weapon. There are lots of weapons that you can find and buy. And this is how it works. Obviously, you just sort of throw it. And there are lots of them with various characteristics. You are also equipped with a totem and a soul power, which is that blue orb you see up there. It's kind of like your bomb. If you think of in games like this, you have a sort of bomb that does a lot of damage to a wide variety of things on the screen. But there are other soul powers you can get as well, but the one you start with is a big damaging burst, and you also have a dash. Now, this is the room I was looking for. This room is always on floor 1-1, and there's a special enemy in here that's on this grave. So as you can see, it summons a ghost. Now the thing about this game is you sort of have 2 lives. When you die, you actually get revived as a sort of angel lizard, which is super adorable. But all of these enemies that are sort of ghosts and can't hurt you become tangible and you have to fight them. So in order to get a special weapon, what you can actually do is kill that ghostly thing right there. It's called a white zombie. But to kill it, you have to die. So I'm going to let these things kill me. And revive. There we go, everything's brighter, and I'm a magical lizard with a halo now. Nice, and there it is, that lance right there. That is something you can only get from killing that white zombie. And boom, lance, Arthur's lance. So it's more powerful, it flies really fast and very far. And you can also use it to unlock a secret. Is it a character? I think it's a character from killing a specific enemy much, much later in the game if you keep it that long. As you can see, you have an inventory screen. It says once wielded by a mighty warrior to defeat demons. That's kind of a clue as to what you're supposed to kill with it to get a secret. But you can sort of look at your inventory and things like that. So this game has a really interesting death system, as you can see. It's got a system of risk-reward. Because really this is risky because I just sort of gave up my life already on like the 3rd room of the game, my 2nd life, in order to get a very powerful weapon. But luckily, something you can do is once in every area, I think on the 2nd floor of every area, you can find a pentagram that will revive you at half health. So you can die again and get your sort of spirit form again. What is that? Ring of Ultimate Protection. I've never gotten this one. Grants immunity to freeze, grants immunity to poison. Equip to finger. Is that a reference to the ribbon, since it looks like a ribbon of Final Fantasy? I wonder. I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, this game has a very interesting system of risk-reward because there are enemies and items that you can only get if you are in one form or the other. For instance, there's a chest on this, the 2nd floor of the cemetery that you can only get to if you're in your spirit form. Then there's another chest that you actually need to open with what you get from the chest here, that you can, in the sewer level, which is the next level, that you can only get while you're sort of in your living form, and so on and so forth. It continues like this. I don't know what those gloves are. I kind of want them. I don't have the gold for them yet. So yes, there are random shops available, and you can in fact kill the shopkeeper, but he's very fast and very strong, but if you're able to, you can get all of his items for free. But every other shopkeeper on every other floor is actually going to be hostile to you if you do that, so I would not recommend it unless you're very confident in your ability. It's difficult. But yeah. So now all the sort of ghostly skeleton-like enemies, and sometimes floating skulls and other spirit enemies that are sort of summoned, I guess, out of the normal enemies that you kill, can actually attack me because I have died already. I'm in the spirit form. And like that blue skeleton right there, normally that thing wouldn't come after me. It couldn't hurt me if I was still alive. But since I am not, well, now it can. So basically, dying actually makes the game a little harder for you because there are more enemies you have to face. And all of these sort of spirit form enemies don't tend to drop any gold or healing items or anything, so they're just there to be annoying and make you kill them. Boop. Moving on. But I did that sort of risk-reward in order to get the Arthur's Lance, so I like that. I like that system in the game a lot because it sort of makes you think, and it makes it to where death isn't a game over instantly. It's actually a sort of non-binary state. It's like, well, yeah, you died, but you can revive once, and it changes the game a little bit. That's pretty freaking cool, I gotta say. However, on this floor, I should be able to find that pentagram to revive myself, which would be good. But, of course, the pentagram disappears after you use it once, so you can only revive yourself once on each pentagram. Again, risk-reward. I'll probably use it basically as soon as I find it, so that way any healing items I find can help restore my health, and I'll have another successful revive I can use. So yeah, there are various kinds of explosive barrels and things as you can see. There are these cobwebs. There are various hazards that you'll find as you go deeper into the dungeon. And there are chests, and there are, of course, mimics. That is a totem? Yes, Assassin's Totem. This one That's the dagger one. I think I'm actually going to use that instead of the explosive one because it's very strong, especially if I get something that increases the totem power. I'm sorry, 5,000 gold totem, I must leave you. And in Binding of Isaac / Classic Zelda style, projectile dodging, ow, which I just failed to do, comes in a lot of handy here. There are a lot of enemies that fire projectiles that move in various patterns that you will need to dodge in order to survive. And the game gets very hectic and very, very difficult later on. The cemetery levels aren't too difficult because there aren't a lot of enemies on screen at once, but the subsequent levels, the sewer and the crypt, I think there are also a couple secret levels as well, they get much harder because there are a lot more enemies, the enemies tend to fire a lot more projectiles, and the rooms are bigger, which means it can just fit more stuff in general. And there are, of course, hazards and things later on. Oh god! You can die pretty quickly in this game, as you can tell, fairly easily. I can only take a couple more hits, but hopefully I can get to... Dang it, I hate those owls. I can get to the pentagram soon. Alright, there are these piles of bone that take forever to kill that will constantly spawn those skeletons if you're into the sort of spirit form, I guess you could call it. But they tend to drop soul orbs, which give you another use of your soul power, so that's another risk-reward thing. Soul orbs are actually fairly, difficult to obtain at first, but one of the easiest ways to get them is to find and kill those piles of bone, but you can only get to them if you are dead. So, that's cool. The game seems to have a very good sense of pace and of balance when it comes to what you're expected to face, because they alter the enemies between enemies you'll fight while alive and enemies you'll fight while less than alive. Speaking of less than alive, I'm actually about to die, which I don't like. I really want to find that... Oh, thank goodness. No, this is a tough decision here, another decision, because if I find that pentagram, it'll revive me at 25 health. So I'll want to... These are, of course, items that can heal you. So really, I'd want to save these and buy them once I'm revived so I can have a lot of health for my sort of extra life. But I need to actually be able to get to the pentagram first, because obviously if I die in this sort of angel lizard form, then the game's over. So I think what I'll do is get this, just buy one of them, to give me an extra hit of survival, so hopefully I can get to the pentagram without dying, and then save the other items for when I'm revived, and I can buy them and heal myself then. So hopefully that was a good idea. Aha! And here is that chest I was talking about. So this chest will have a slime key in it. Now you see these sort of clear blocks on the outside. When you're alive, these blocks are solid and you can't get through them, so you can't access that chest. That slime key is used in the sewer to unlock another chest, but the blocks around that chest are only translucent when you are alive. So that will unlock a blood key, which is used in the crypt, which is the level after the sewer. I think you have to be dead again to get to that one, and you unlock that chest and get a feather. Yes, it's quite complicated, and the feather allows you to unlock a special character. So, yeah. And here's the pentagram, lucky me. Alright. Just stand on this for a minute, and you'll be good as new! Yay! Alright, so I'm alive. As you can see, I'm at 25 health. So I need to go back to the shop, buy the cupcake, and possibly the orange, and the orange is worth 5 anyway, so I may as well. Alright, there we go, back to full health, and I have another life again. So let's continue exploring. And just like many games in this sort of genre, the whole how far do I explore and risk myself dying again versus how far do I explore for new loot kind of dichotomy comes into effect. Alright, there we go, Shaman Tunic. The Shaman items increase the power of your totems. And here's the blueprint lady, but unfortunately I can't buy that blueprint because I'm 900 gold short, which sucks a lot. But now we're gonna go to the next floor. There we go. So I'm doing alright now. I've got my life back and I'm at full health. I've got a good totem, a good weapon. Also, you have a dash. I forgot about that. And by the way, the game sort of recommends that you use a controller. It actually works pretty well with a keyboard mouse. As you can see, you can aim with the mouse and it works just fine. But a controller works very good as well. So really, I would say, and of course the keys are rebindable, so I'd say that either way it's fine, honestly. But we're gonna keep going down. Cemetery 3! The last level of the cemetery with the boss. Isn't he cute? I'm sorry, but the lizard is adorable. Okay. Get all this gold. On the third level, there will be an NPC I can save to get me 500 more starting gold in town. So I'll definitely want to find them before I fight the boss. And this is how the game goes on. I believe these werewolves might be a reference to Castlevania, honestly, because they have that crazy dash attack, which is something that the werewolves do in Castlevania, but it might not be. I really feel like it is a reference, though. I've got to point that out. Alright, trying to kill this thing. It can't quite get to me. There we go. Alright, let's see. Oh! Now, I already have a tunic. I don't remember what that bracelet does. I think I'll save my money, though, because I don't know exactly what that does. Boop. I don't remember what that armor does, either. There's the NPC to save. Oh, God! Alright. So we have to get to him while alive. First. Okay. Your totems will block your own attacks, by the way. Okay. There we go. Whoa, hey now. Not a problem. And you are dead, sir. Alright, let's save him. Yay! Alright, so every time you do that, you're going to be able to start with 500 more gold than before. So this is one of those games that has a permadeath, but still a progression to the permadeath, meaning you tend to start off a bit more powerful than last time. There isn't a leveling system or anything like that, but the gold system is sort of their version of the start off a little more powerful than before type of thing. I hate those owls so much. Absolutely despise them. Alright, we're gonna try and get to the boss in this video. I'm almost there. Boop. Okay. Also, always move away from those chests when you open them, because there are mimics, and they are very strong. Ow! Dang it, I'm about to just go back into spirit form again, which I don't want to do yet, because my next pentagram is on level 2 of the sewer, so that's a while away from now, and I'd like to have the second life available for the boss. But it's not looking great. And open. A hat of speed. Alright, cool. Continuing on. Alright, one of these rooms. Yeah! Blow everything up. These rooms are good for getting a quick little bounty of gold and not dying, as long as you don't get too close to the barrels, which do kill you very easily, so be careful. Boop. Okay. So the only way to go now is up there. There are a lot of little secrets and a lot of things in this game that will take you a bit longer to sort of start to understand, but once you play it a couple times, you begin to sort of get into the swing of things, and it's an easy game to learn. The way that the little, like, key, the slime key to blood key, you know, thing works, that's something that you kind of learn over time, and the game is full of things like that, little secrets and things of that nature that will sort of become more apparent as you play, and the strategies for each enemy as well become more apparent as you face them again and again, which I do like. I like that learning is actually, oh god, something that you can do is rather than just, stupid mimic, rather than just blind luck. I like that a lot. Something the Binding of Isaac was very good at. No more chests in here, right? No, okay. Moving on, I'm about to die, and there's the boss room. So let's blow all of these up, make sure not to get blown up by them, because I have a little bit of health for the boss. Those blue things, jars, are almost always worth blowing up. They tend to have a lot of gold in them. Alright. And open. Shoes! Wizard shoes. That's soul power, right? Yeah, that makes your soul ability more powerful, and they also say that it increases the power of the revival, but I don't know what they mean by that. I don't know if that means when you step on the pentagram you'll get more health back than normal, or what. I don't actually understand what they mean by that. I haven't figured that out yet. And here's the boss, Zombie Warlord. He will call forth lots of zombies to kill you from those dirt piles, and he has, it seems like, 2 different methods of attack. He'll either swing that flail around wider and wider, or he'll rush towards you and throw the flail directly at you. I've only seen the second one once. It seems like the actual method he uses for the battle is chosen at the beginning of the battle. He won't switch like methods in the middle of the battle. So now that he's doing the whole circular flail thing, that's the strategy he'll be using for the whole battle. I don't know exactly if there's a way to affect like which sort of attack he uses, or if it's just something that's chosen randomly, but that's something I didn't actually know at first, that they'll actually use a couple of different forms of attack. It seems to be sort of randomly chosen. That's kind of cool. Even though it's the same boss, it makes you fight them a little differently. And there we go, beat the boss and summon more zombies on accident. If you run over those dirt piles, it summons zombies. Alright, so that wasn't too bad. I actually didn't get hit that time, which is nice. And you go to the prize room. Yay! 4 boss chests. And you can open them up. Usually there's a lot of gold, a health potion, and some items. So in this case, Dark Iron Helmet. Dark Iron gear increases your health. And this is an Iron Sword. Which... I'm not... You know, I might actually just use it just because I'm not gonna make it to the crypt in this video, so I might as well see what this is like. I bet this is another one of those items because it says defeat an evil wizard that has a special use, but I don't know yet. Again, that's something that you learn over time. So yeah, this is a Wizard's Lizard. It's actually pretty fun. It's very cute, but it's not easy. It's, you might call it a cutesy art style, but it's not a cutesy game because it will kick your ass over and over. And, although this run is going fairly well for me, the sewer is when things start to get pretty difficult, as you may find out. There are a lot more tricky enemies, a little bit more learning to do. I think once you learn the patterns of the various enemies and like that thing, the way that each of them appear, you can do fairly well at the game. But it's going to take some learning to understand all the little nuances of the game, which is something that I enjoyed. That's something that I loved from Binding of Isaac and other sort of roguelite-inspired games. And I approve. Also, there's facehuggers, so, you know. Yeah, so that's a Wizard's Lizard, guys. I hope it's something that you might enjoy. I don't think there's a demo available. There's not one on Steam. I don't think there's one available on their site either. I could be wrong, though, so you might want to look. But it's available for $15 on Steam, and that's not too bad. For the actual amount of content that's here, that's pretty good. There are a lot of weapons and a lot of everything, really. And there was just a recent update to it that added even more stuff, more equipment and things like that, as well as adding more soul powers. Originally there was only 1 soul power, and the latest update added several more. So yeah, they're adding to it. I don't know if they're going to add any more, but I wouldn't be surprised if they did. And I think it's pretty good. I think it's something that fans of this genre will enjoy. It is kind of a more twin stick inspired sort of gameplay version of Binding of Isaac, which is cool. I like that. It's a little different and it's enjoyable. So there you go. Music is great, art style is fantastic, and pacing and difficulty-wise, the game feels pretty much just right a lot of the times. I don't think I've ever really felt cheated, or like there was a cheap death or anything like that. Usually when I die, it's because I failed to dodge something, or I'm being stupid and standing next to an explosive barrel. Oh god, not this thing. Whoops. If you defeat that enemy 3 times, it unlocks a shortcut to the sewer, to where you don't actually have to go through the cemetery again if you don't want to, which is cool. But it's not an easy thing to kill. I'm gonna die. Dang it! So there you go. A Wizard's Lizard. Maybe it's something you will enjoy. Go pick it up on Steam if it is something you'll enjoy, and I'll link you to the page. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time. God, friggin'